Hello and welcome back to the Gentry Radio, channel of which we as conservatives look at current events and British politics and the world more generally. Just kidding, I'm not going to be all professional and all that, but seriously. So today, the two topics will be and by the way, every episode we may go into two or more topics, just in general. And this is just the first video, and the two topics we'll be going into today will be the review of the current state of the Conservative Party and the rise of Elon Party's America Party, which that'll be fun, baby. So yeah, stick around and listen in. Now then, this is going to be the first review of the current state of the Tory Party, and it'll be one of many we'll be having across the life of this channel. Now then, so, what is there to say really? As of currently, ever since Rishi Sunak lost the Conservative Party the election, the Conservative Party has just collapsed into a state of mediocrity. There's been no innovation ever since. There's been no innovation. All the party has become is a party of free market fundamentalism, anti-trans rhetoric, and just general boredom. And I say this as a card-carrying member of the Conservative Party myself. I believe I have my card here, right here. Yep, I do. Member of the Conservative Party. That's the sound of the card. But yeah, and I can say this from personal experience too. I actually went to a small little local Conservative Party event where we got to meet with Mel Stride, and listening to him was so goddamn boring. I'm not even joking. All he went on about is just how the Tory party is the mature, responsible party, and how Reform UK does not know how money works. And when I personally kind of slammed him with a question about the party's right-wing shift, he just kind of dismissed me with economic talk, and I wasn't even talking about economics. So, yeah, we could definitely say that its leaders are not doing well at the moment. And the whole thing with Mel Stride, it's kind of a larger chronic issue going on with the Tory party at the moment, where everyone's just been so goddamn boring and kind of incompetent. Well, I wouldn't say incompetent because they're not running the country, but they're like very mediocre. Even Kemi Badenoch, which, to be honest, I don't like Kemi Badenoch because I don't think she's an effective leader. Maybe as an interim, but not as the head of the Tory party, because I listened to her on a youth party like Microsoft thing one time where apparently we get to ask questions, which in reality is just a way to placate members, even though in reality it's the local regional youth party chairs that are actually running these questions. And the questions were so goddamn fake, like about, oh, if you had to, which Conservative Party leader would you have lunch with? Or do you think there's a religious divide in the UK? What? And when Kemi Badenoch was talking, it was just the most... Yes, she kept repeating the fact that we need a young, fun party, and there was no fun in the thing whatsoever going on. And what else? Oh, yeah. There was this whole thing about her going on about trans people, which, look, if you want to know my personal stance on transgender rights, I personally believe that trans people should be respected and protected under legal law just as much as a man or a woman, but instead of trying to deal with the problem of trans acceptance amongst male and female communities, we should instead give trans people their own separate legal category to ensure that they can be given just as much protection and legal rights and the freedom to identify how they wish without backlash from men or women. So that's my personal stance on the whole thing. But what else? Oh yeah, basically I think Kemi Badenoch and her current posse are doing very badly at running the party, and it just leads to a whole chronic issue that I see at the moment. And what is that chronic issue? Well, I believe that basically the Tory party has no ideology or narrative to follow at the moment, other than we're not like Keir Starmer or we hate trans people, or we're free market fundamentalists who believe in lowering taxes. There's no real conservatism at the moment. It's just fiscal conservatism at the moment. And I don't even believe, as a conservative myself, I don't even believe in fiscal conservatism. I just think it's just an excuse for billionaires and tax avoidance. But yeah, that's what I believe, genuinely, that there's no ideology, which is why the Conservative Party has just been failing at the moment to regain any sort of traction. Its membership has been declining. At one point, I believe, just before the 2024 general election, it was said that there were 170,000 members of the Conservative Party. As of currently, that number has dropped down by 40,000 to just 130,000 members, which is a massive drop. And yeah, what else? Oh yeah, in that's not even compare. And funding has been drying up recently. Reform UK has been taking our support. I just believe that at the moment, because and it's because ever since Rishi Sunak, ever since Liz Truss, like Boris Johnson, kind of revived that sort of soul where basically the Conservative Party, I don't believe it's just like a fully right-wing party. It doesn't need to be. I believe it in just being like a liberal conservative, slightly British nationalistic party, but it was generally centered to right wing, and it had an ideology of just British exceptionalism and all that. But at the moment, all it talks about is just money, 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 money. Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak, and Kemi Badenoch, and Mel Stride and her posse, they're the ones just kind of enforcing this image. They think they're so right-wing and unique just for talking about how much they want to lower taxes, but that's not unique. Or how much they don't want to respect trans people's rights. And yeah, that's kind of the thing that I want the Gentry Radio to be for, where, if people... I want to be like a voice for the type of disgruntled, disillusioned conservative who, in Britain specifically, and the Gentry Radio, I hope all of us can one day work together to restore the Conservative Party into a true party of the gentry and the British interests, where we're not guided by money well, we're slightly guided by money, but we're not guided by economics alone. We're guided by a genuine vision for our country and the party. So yeah, that's my stance on this whole thing, And what else? Oh yeah. Yeah, just at the moment, the Conservative Party just has no coherent ideology past, being about lowering taxes and, oh, look at us, we can be far better than Reform UK. You don't need Nigel Farage, you just need us. Yeah, so that's the current state of the Conservative Party. I'll do one of these types of reviews every single month, once a month, to look at the current state of things. And yeah, so now let's get on to the real fun topic we're going to talk about today: Elon Musk's new party. Okay, guys, do you know just how much we needed Elon Musk's America Party? Like, listen to me, seriously. The current state of things, the Republican Party, oh my god, I thought they were the party of fiscal conservatism, American nationalism, and pure Reaganomics. But now, look at the Republican Party. Look at them being all socialist with their Keynesian spending and deficit spending, even though they're also spending it on things like spending the US military industrialism, but also cutting Medicaid, like literally everything human beings need, power outages. Look, I think the Republican Party has gone too far to the left. So we need this new America Party. Which, oh. It's just, okay, god damn it. Basically, yeah, this new political party, the America Party, as of currently, is merely a fiscal conservative party. Like, I'm literally looking on the what's it called? Oh yeah, the Wikipedia page for the America Party, and it is basically just a party purely against deficit reduction. Oh, but there are some other positions they have, like reducing debt, which, I mean, that is a real issue we need to deal with. There is modernizing the military, okay, with artificial intelligence. Jesus Christ. If this is the Metal Gear Peace Walker plotline about to happen. Elon Musk's just going up to Naked Snake and going, "We need to give the military AI so that we don't need to deal with human errs and, faltering. Cut regulations. Okay, that's stupid, because if you cut regulations, that means workers are going to be less safe. They won't be able to get proper wages, or reach the cost of living. And yeah, and then there is the issue of encouraging more births. Jesus Christ. Look, as a conservative, like, yeah, I believe in pro-life, but I understand, but I don't attack the position of abortion because I'm not a female. And I don't think about encouraging births by just telling women, "Hey, make me more babies now." No, if you want to encourage more births, you have to, one, increase the standard of living, two, give women equal wages with men, and proper legal protections, because let's be honest, even in Britain and America, women's rights are in the toilet. I'm not even in the shitter. Like, women get more crimes committed against them. They get lesser wages. They get less professional respect because of the fact that they're just a woman, And yeah, you can't just. That's the whole thing. Across the whole world, whether there is a massive conservative movement from like Korea and Japan to all across Europe and America, young men are just turning to conservative movements because, like, they're just a bunch of incels. I'm not even gonna joke with you. As a conservative, I believe that, as a fellow conservative, if you believe, and not even just any conservative, a moral liberal conservative too, if you believe genuinely that women need to have more babies and that the current feminist culture is damaging to men, and if your ego can't really handle the idea of a woman having, proper legal protections, the ability to say no to you, you can piss off. Genuinely, go piss yourself. You that's why you're not getting any girlfriends, because you're a loser. No one wants to be with you if you just want to yell about women's rights and how they need to be more respectful to men's issues. Men have less issues than you. Yeah, we have more mental issues. It's just these young men who go to these conservative movements because they don't believe in actual conservatism. They only believe in the aesthetic purely because they think they can get laid. And if you hear any type of man talk like this, tell them to piss off. Okay, now moving past my righteous anger about how much male fragility sucks as a conservative. Yeah, so this whole America Party idea, I believe that his interest in seeing the Conservative Party, not even just conservative, in seeing a brand new party in America that represents the, the majority of people, like a centrist party, or, like, basically a party that's not like the Democrats or the Republicans. I do think that is a valid thing to say, It is valid to say that we need more parties in America. But the thing is that Elon Musk is not the right man to lead this type of movement. 'Cause, let's be honest. Elon Musk is an absolute, oh my god, how do I even say this? I think he's an idiot. I don't think he's a true conservative, to be honest. I don't even think of him as a conservative. He's just like one of those weird alt-right guys who thinks that saying the N-word is somehow a form of free speech. I mean, like, I'm literally looking at his his Wikipedia page on his views. Although, like, I will say, like, the idea of him supporting a universal basic income, okay, that's a good idea. And sure, gun rights, the right to bear arms, like, in a country like Britain, I don't think that's necessary, but because of America being how it is, yeah, unfortunately, because of the culture and just this sort of basic stupidity amongst Americans, yeah, I think it's more necessary. But however, yeah, no, but he's also just weird. Like, he makes conspiracy theories. He spreads disinformation and misinforms people. He's a transphobe. He's made some some very weird statements with comments regarding George Soros and Jews in America. And Elon Musk, as an immigrant himself, blames immigration policy for illegal immigration. Okay, look, look, let's be honest. Like, I think Elon Musk kind of represents this sort of true view of, like, other basically any type of American billionaire or company or individual that's, like, as wealthy and powerful as him. That's kind of the way they see the world. They're, like, libertarian. They hold some far-right views. They do hold some progressive views as well. Mostly they're kind of a contradiction, but they're nothing like conservative or gentry. But yeah. What do I think about his America Party? To be honest, I don't think it's going to work, because Elon Musk is just... he's not the type to be capable of running a political party. I don't even know if he's even... He can run a business. He can run a business, even if his stock is doing awfully at the moment. But he can run a business. But will it succeed? I don't think so. I really don't. So, yeah. As of so far, I think his America Party is not doing well. I mean, obviously everyone's like, oh, 40% of Americans would support it. And, oh, look, we're going to be realistic. We're going to get 2 or 3 Senate seats, some House districts, and represent the will of the people. And, yeah, look at us. Yeah. I don't think it's going to work. Like, anytime anybody has tried to, like, form, like, a third party, like the Reform Party with Ross Perot, it just never works out. So, or, like, I mean, like, it did work out, but it was more of a publicity thing. It kind of shook up it did more vote splitting than it did, actually help anybody. But hey, if there is something I will say, it's at least this. If Elon Musk does run with his America Party, if they do get enough success to be a sort of right-wing third party, and all I expect them to do is to be able to split the Republican vote, which I would be very much in for. Because as a Tory, as a gentry conservative, as a liberal conservative, seeing the Republicans lose any ground anywhere and having their seats stolen by vote switching, I would love that. That would be amazing. Then JD Vance will be unable to win the 2028 presidency because Elon Musk will do enough vote splitting. That would be beautiful. And yeah, that's the news on the New America Party. Okay, so that is the end of this episode. Went on a bit longer than I expected, but otherwise, it was pretty fun to do. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the video. If you guys have any ideas for future topics you'd like me to talk about, because this isn't just going to be about current events either. It's going to be about all sorts of topics, whether I feel like it. So please post some ideas of what you'd like to see on the in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and if you enjoy this content, just follow and share. And yeah, Thank you for tuning into the Gentry Radio. Have a lovely day. And for Queen and Country, for King and Country, God, I'm becoming the next Joe Biden.